the audience, or maybe most of the audience. Dude, the internet has been janky around this area, and I got like a gig of freaking internet, so I'm paying the highest, and this is what happens. So, I mean, earlier in the day, I was trying to do something and lost the entire feed, and the internet was down in the entire block. And then to right now, I don't know what the hell, if Artie heard me, if everyone else heard me, like some Angels brass, and they pulled some connections, because they got me booted faster than you could shake a stick, dude. Like, I got booted off quickly. So hopefully everyone could come on. I missed half of your comments, but yeah, if you want to check out YouTube, it's probably better. Instagram got shut down for whatever reason. But good God, yeah. See, even JT, I was on JT's doing a thing with JC, and there you go, man. Jacob checks in with, should I heckle Suarez in Sacramento or next month? Or I guess he's talking about Oakland or wherever they're going to be playing. I don't know what SAC means, or if he's in SAC or Salt Lake City, maybe that's what you meant, because that's probably where he's going. Rendon must have forgot his tampons at home today, Armani says. Yes, there was a ton of mistakes done today. The Angels played terrible, and again, sorry for the feed going off like that, but I don't know what happened with the internet right now. Nationals embarrassed the Angels tonight, 14 hits. It was an embarrassment of epic proportions tonight. You see, they doubled them up 6 runs, 14 hits, all bleeders tonight. And you lose, and I gave you the what is it? Golden Stamos went to freaking who did I give? Oh, Golden Stamos went to the 4 pitchers out of the bullpen, and then obviously your Nacho Knight went to Suarez. His line was 4 innings pitched, 4 runs on 10 hits, all earned, only 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 80 pitches in just 4 innings, and that's not going to get the job done. Even if you were to get into the 5th inning, or it just, he wouldn't been able to finish. It just wouldn't have been able to finish. Also, let's see. I already put that right there. Your connection being clutch, Halo clutch. Yeah, it's as good as like I said. If you're on Instagram, it's better just to go over to freaking YouTube. Instagram is terrible right now. I don't know why I got freaking cut off this time though. But we had about over 100 people going live on all 3. El Bardo says, do you have Frontier? Yes, I do. I have that huge gig of internet that's supposedly so fast, and it's supposed to be working so good, and no, not so much. Badingo says, what did James and Randy do to Todd's Wi-Fi? It's not Wi-Fi. I actually got a direct connect to the modem, and it still funks up like that. By the way, some news and notes before we get into some phone calls and some other stuff, so don't call yet. David Rosca mentions the Devil Rays are 10-0. Boy, it must be nice to play Detroit, Oakland, and who else did they play? They played Boston, Detroit, Oakland, and some other cheap-ass team, and they're 10-0. But, hey, 10-0 is 10-0. You can't knock it. And then you look at our boy Andrew Heaney, and, of course, they had to bring it up on the telecast. He had almost set the record for consecutive strikeouts. I think the consecutive strikeouts, or the most strikeouts consecutively, was 11. And he struck out 9 tonight, breaking Nolan Ryan's record. Of all people, to break a record of the GOAT of pitching, Nolan Ryan. And it's freaking Andrew Crackhead Heaney. Good God. And I'm still to this day, and I hate pushing the blame. It's not a popular opinion. But I think that homeboy knew and was probably one of the players on that list that he denied it, but I still don't believe it. I think he was one of those players that was getting drugs along with Skaggs. Because his performances mirrored, Skaggs and a few other players that got into trouble. So there you go. Let's see. Hill Trish Stratus is back, or Hell. Maybe you meant to say Hell. What do you call a man with a vagina? Rendon. Do wait for Adele to do anything. Trade his ass now, Paul. Pull the trigger while the iron's hot, or are we okay feeling like this on the nightly? I'm cool if you are. It just depends if we can get a player to take him. Patrick says, no, they're just good, which is the Tampa Bay Rays. They are good. I'm not shitting on them too much, but it does help in who they play. I want to see them play the Yankees. I want to see them play some tougher opponents. I know they got Houston coming up here. If they wipe the floor with Houston, by all means. I think Randy Arozarena, it's not a hot take. I mean, everyone sees it. He's like one of the most charismatic baseball players out there today. He's everything you want your baseball player to be. He's a real nice guy, treats the fans great, shows off, and he balls out. So, I mean, he's got it all. He's a five-tool player. Tampa Bay is very lucky to have him, and Major League Baseball is very unlucky to have him in Tampa Bay. He should be in a major market because Tampa Bay doesn't take care of or promote their players. Had he been on a real good team, he would be balling out and a bigger story. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Matt Bedingo says it's the same on YouTube. It was freezing up earlier. No, so far so good. I don't know what has happened. I apologize for my internet. Rendon is the softest player ever, Adrian says. What city do clowns rule? Honk, honk, okay. Demetrio says, Angels for life, man, but right now, Angels ruining my life. And that's a problem, man. I mean, I'm telling you, it's hard to defend this team. I mean, we lost to a 3-7 team. It's now 4-7. We're 5-5 and 1-3 at home. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Angel says we stink ass. Since Rendon has a vagina, it will be fitting if he went to play for the Rays, the Tampa Bay. Oh, jeez, here we go. Patrick says we played the A's, and we should have swept them. Our bullpen sucks. Thank you for replying. No, I reply to all the comments, Patrick. If you're a newbie or not on here, we do this every night. We take phone calls. And basically the feed got destroyed. We had about like 60 or 70 people over there on YouTube. It was kicking ass too. We had another one that was people were watching, and then we had Instagram. And then the internet just knocked everyone away. And then when I try to get everyone back on, it doesn't always send out the notifications right away. And then some people think that they don't have the notification from the other side. So there you go. Let's see. Todd Arozarena was once bigger on a market team, the Cardinals. Yeah, but he wasn't the player he was then. They want him there now. Let's see. We can see. He signed with Texas for the next 2 years. Yeah, he signed a 3-year deal. Let's see. Also, so welcome aboard, Patrick, by the way, you being a newbie and everything else like that. We have a number to call in if you guys want to talk some Angels baseball, because we try to do that because they didn't do that before, and they barely went back to phone calls this year on AM 830. It was all Twitter before that. So the number is 714-598-3221, and we're here every night, Patrick. If you want to tell your friends, other Angel fans, get on, call in, message us. We read everything. We talk to everybody. So there you go. And then we've had interviews on here. Gooby's called in a few times. So, yeah, there you go. So also Nicholas says it's still early. Pitching just needs to wake up. I'm with you on that one as well, but you need to see a dramatic wake up from this team. I mean, we need smelling salts, shoved up these guys' nostrils, because right now they are just not getting it. Our pitchers are pitching too high in the zone, and we're not getting much back. We're just not getting much production here. It's the Halo Honk line.
What the fuck happened tonight, Todd?
Bro, it was an epic. Just everything that could go wrong just about went wrong tonight, bro.
Dude, I turned it on in the bottom of the ninth. Trout was up, and I'm like, okay, if I turn it on, they're gonna win. And same thing happened. He fucking struck out again. He needs to get his shit together, and he needs to hit the batting cages. Come over and just Trout striking out every time. He needs to clutch up.
Well, right now that he can't catch up to the high fastball. And so just like how Fletcher's swinging everything above his head, he's uppercutting stuff in the dirt. Trout's swinging at those sliders down in a way because he thinks they're staying up in the zone. So if you've got a good slider, good curveball, good changeup that can dive if you throw it at the bottom part of the strike zone, and he'll miss it. But if it's out and over the plate, he'll crush it. But if it's letter high for some reason, Trout's not connecting. He is not connecting, and he hasn't connected in the last 2 years.
No, and so he needs to talk to the hitting coach and be like, hey, I need to work on that fastball. Can you throw me some in the cages or something? Like, what the fuck? We got a new hitting coach for that reason.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, I mean, Trout's. I don't think he's going to be focused in on the hitting instructor. We've seen that he's working with, a psychiatrist, a team psychiatrist, so there's something in his head. But as far as, I mean, he's still one of the best players of all time. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, but boy, oh boy, dude, he has been striking out a lot, and it's getting a little alarming. I'd like to see him get more contact up there, so we'll have to see what happens moving forward. So no parties for you tonight, right?
No, it's a school night, but I'm surfing tomorrow, shredding the gnar, and hopefully this weekend I have more parties to go to. But we'll see. I might just be watching baseball and kicking it and eating food and stuff like that.
There you go. Well, hang in there, my boy, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
I'll talk to you tomorrow night after hopefully Ohtani wins and we get some run support for him and we can go 2-3 for this series.
You got it.
And would have liked to sleep, but let's hope we win the next two and a day game on Wednesday before we head out to the East Coast. And yeah.
All right, Big Hammer. You have a good night, man.
Have a good night. Go ahead.
There's Big Hammer. 714-598-3221. Patrick says we got to trade a good hitter for a good reliever. That's what's going to take. Randy says Trout's hitting 350 with 7 RBIs, 3 home runs last week. Yeah. What have you done for me lately? Again, clutch moments. Ohtani, same thing. Striking out, whiffing. I mean, he's over swinging. You don't need to hit your 4th or 5th home run to catch up to Alonso. Don't do that. Home runs will come naturally. You need to start making contact. We need to start getting hits with runners in scoring position. That was one thing, Randy, you brought up, and he had runners in scoring position tonight and did nothing. Let's see. Also, Squiddy Poo Grill Master wants him back. Get him some more milk, meaning Jim, for our boy Mountain Dew King. No more Mountain Dew. I'm telling his mother he's talking naughty. Also, striking out is what he does. Why are we acting like this is new? Ohtani does too. Because it's magnified, Randy, when we get into these situations when they're up in clutch situations. When we need a big hit. I mean, look what would have happened yesterday. We were damn lucky Kurt lost that ball in the shade or sun or wherever he lost it, because at least Trout got to get an RBI out of it, and then it was up to Ohtani. Trout would have been called another choker by popping up to the catcher. I mean, that would have been a pathetic way to end the game, although it was pathetic on a weak ground ball to second by Ohtani on only 3 pitches seeing. So they're not really performing. Yes, it's only 10 games into the season. Yes, they got 3 home runs each. I get it. They've won some games for us. I get it. But those things get magnified in games like this, and we're talking about what just happened. You know what I mean? Tyler Wade is with the A's. Not sure if he's on the roster or in the minors, Grill Master. Well, you know what, Mapadingo? He just throws a lot of stuff against the wall right now and seeing if it sticks. Let's see. Also, here comes another phone call. It's the Halo Honk line.
This is your HR department.
Hold on, man. My system's like, you know what? You said fuck you too many times tonight, and we're fucking you over. Hold on a minute. Damn, shut up already. I'm taking such a loss. What's up?
Just kidding, it's Grill Master.
What's up, Grill Master?
How you doing, Todd Lodge?
Not good tonight. Not good.
You don't lose to the Nationals. Boy, my video's going to look like crap now. I've had a sweeping this series. Boy, you might as well give me a honk for that.
Well, dude,
Thank you.
I'm just saying this team is like, again, we're 5-5, but it feels like we're 5-25. I mean, the hitting is one thing. Yeah. I mean, we can't be happy as Angel fans. We can't sit there and say the offense is improving. They're much better than last year without having to say, wow, the pitching shit the bed. Last year we were like, wow, if we could only hit because this pitching is so good. Like, why can't we just have 2 nice things instead of 1?
Because I don't know who said it, but I do believe, Todd, that this team is cursed.
It could be. I mean, the pitching was ass. We could hit. It seemed like when the pitching settled down in the game, the hitting was ass. So, okay,
let me ask you this. Were you telling me earlier that Ben Joyce wasn't ready because he was the victim of that losing cause of a no-hitter for Double-A Trash Pandas?
It's not just that. I mean, he's had control issues with the fastball. His other pitches are working good, but the problem is you got to pinpoint that fastball first. Think about this: if Mariano Rivera was never able to pinpoint a fastball, how good would he be?
Good question, because the only pitch he used was a cutter, and he only topped out at about 95, I believe.
Exactly. So if you can't pinpoint your fastball, if you're not Greg Maddux with super control and low velocity, you're not going to win. And he's got some pretty, devastating breaking pitches. He's got 2 breaking pitches, working on a third. But his fastball, I mean, some nights it will look great. At 105, if you could pinpoint that sucker or have some movement on it in the strike zone, you're untouchable. But he's not at that point yet. I think
you're essentially the right-handed Aroldis Chapman, except you're not a total piece of shit off the field.
Exactly. So, I mean, good point. But I mean, you're look how much contact was made tonight. I mean, dudes. I mean, they weren't striking out anybody tonight. I mean, I hear you. But so the blue hits. That thing about, and that makes me think of, we're getting that bit to death. I'm talking about the BABIP stat, the batting average on balls in play, which we always seem to have the worst luck with. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is, man. It's just what it is.
Like, how many of the hits? The Nationals had 14 hits against our 7. It's still unacceptable there, and I believe Suarez gave up 10 to 11 of them. How many of those hits were the hard hit variety, meaning they were more than 95 miles per hour?
Let's just say this, dude. None of those hits got within 10 feet of the warning track.
Okay, then, well, I don't really know how to go off of that.
Because, I mean, yes, a couple of them rolled to the wall, but where they originally landed in front of the outfielder, they were not even close to the warning track. So, I mean, they were barely making contact, but just putting it in the right spot every time.
I think I asked it. Yeah, I think I asked you this on a call from the past, or I don't know if I've asked you this season, but I might ask you again. Should we have kept Michael Lorenzen?
At this point, it's a wash because he's not even he's hurt. He's already hurt.
He's hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt already, so he's not even playing. So,
oh God,
you can't really compare that. So,
but I would have kept him.
Yeah,
for a couple of reasons. Number one, he won the most games of any starter not named Shohei. He was 8-6. He has good stuff. This is the best year he had of his career pitching. And I have a soft spot for Mike Lorenzen because he goes to Cal State Fullerton.
This team seems to have a soft spot for Cal State Fullerton guys. So I mean, I just care. I care if you can play.
With Phil Nevins. No problem with Phil Nevins because he's Cal State Fullerton, which is why I would be sad if they fired him. But I would understand why he was if he was.
It's still too early to be talking about firing anybody right now. It's just way too early.
I know that, but if the Angels let him go at the end of the season, I would be sad, but I'd get it.
Well, then we'll have to see what happens because all it's going to matter is what we do by the end of the season, where we're at. So. And
let's see, calling up, like, if you call up Sam Bachman, is he meant to be a starter or a reliever?
Reliever at this point. But see, again, you take the good. You take the good with the bad. When he comes up, you're not going to expect him to come up and pitch like a 10-year veteran. You know what I mean? So bringing up a rookie might get you some flair in the beginning because people haven't seen him yet. But it's all about how they're going to adjust to him later on. So good call, my man. Let me get to these other comments and calls, and we'll check in with you again tomorrow, Grillmaster.
All right, later, Todd.
All right, buddy. All right, so that's Grillmaster right there. That opens up a line. Randy's getting upset now. He says, what's Trout's lifetime batting average? I get it, bro. I get it. He's been in the league 10 years. I know he put up 40. Hell, I predicted him to hit 50 this year. But you can't – what we're talking about is this season. And what we're talking about is in 10 games, he's got 3 home runs. Yes, I get it. He hit a crushing home run the other day to win the game against Toronto when we were there on Saturday. However, again – there's been a trend here the last 2-3 years where you're striking out a lot on high pitches, man, at an alarming rate. How many freaking golden sombreros and hat tricks did he have last year? So I'm just saying, man, agree to disagree. That's all I'm saying. James, can you fix my connection? Please, James. Do we roll the dice and perhaps Adele and Diaz with the Mets? Man, you can't trade for an injured guy. Also, Patrick says they would say no, but we can try to get him back next season. Big 20 says, just watch the recap of my call, and yeah. Okay, and then the Angels are never firing on all cylinders. That's a problem right there. Rivera hit his spots to, what is it? Mariano Rivera was great. What do you think about calling up Ben Joyce now? I got into that. I think Ben, he just needs some work. Look, if you call up Ben right now, you're taking the good with the bad. And what if we shit on his career and he comes up there and he starts walking a lot of guys and his mindset takes a crap even worse than Adele's, because I think we brought up Adele too early. So, that's where I think we're at right now. You got to let Ben cook down there a little bit longer. You got to have him pitch, to some success before you bring him up. He's had a couple, he's got a balloon ERA right now. Let's let him work into that a little bit and then take a look at what he's capable of. Jacob also says that's what whiskey is for Mateo, because Mateo's feeling his pain right now. Jays did it yesterday. Lorenzen is not that good. Lorenzen was solid. He was solid for us, got some innings, but we did need an upgrade from him. We're not firing anyone mid-season 2 years in a row. Exactly, Randy. We could sign Brandon Bailey. He was featured on Eric Sims' videos. Demetrio says, whoever said, man, we stink ass, man, I felt that. I'm not old enough to drink, Mateo says. Well, you can always sneak one. Little Wayne says, Grillmaster loves pitchers, always hurt and top out in 90 innings pitched. Lorenzen is not what we needed. We need a stud closer, not another fifth starter. I agree. Please wait for the next available representative. Also, El Bardo says this team needs to start looking for assisted living facilities. So many times they shit the bed. Might be time to move on. Also, not too early. Only 11 more losses, Madden. Also, way to shit all over my player of the week. Fuck me. Look, it's okay, Randy. I'm sorry. That's just my take, dude. I mean, I wish he made more contact, dude. I mean, he's still hitting over 300 right now. But it's just, it gets magnified when it's a cheap-ass team and they throw the same predictable pitches. And you can't deny. We can argue about and go back and forth, but just hear me out on this one. If you don't agree, fine. But the way he's missing those high fastballs, dude, he's not just barely missing them. I mean, he's missing them by a barrel of the bat and possibly more. I mean, he's off big time. We really can't blame the hitting. It's the pitching and the pressure on the starts to hit. We can't keep a lead, and it takes the wind out of ourselves. I get it, Anthony, but then the hitters still need to keep hitting. I mean, we stopped hitting the last. We showed up for a third of the game, basically. Maybe we should start peeking at the signs like Tatis did. She's relaxed, Randy. He's still the player of the week. El Bardo says, does Frontier monopolize your area? If not, I'd recommend getting Spectrum hands down. They even offer better equipment. I might look into that, El Bardo. I might look into that. Todd, thoughts on Tampa Bay? They are 10-0. I gave my thoughts earlier on part 1 of the postgame show. Also, all of our pitchers need work, including fielding desperately. Randy says, Trout helped carry this team last week, and we're having this conversation. It's effing amazing. It's called Angels baseball, and I'm just part of the cog in the wheel, man. I'm telling you. Look, yes, the pitching was bad tonight, and I'll go over it again and again and again. But, the pitching settled down at some point, and it was the hitter's turn to pick it up for the final 6 innings. And they didn't do a goddamn thing. And if you are the highest paid player on the team, not Shohei Ohtani, because Shohei Ohtani's at almost $70 million this year. You have 2 players right there. Give us a hit against the Washington Nationals team. Do something. Just do something. So, yeah, I'm going to call them out. I don't care if they're player of the week 5 weeks in a row. You shit the bed tonight against the Nationals. I get it if it's the freaking Yankees. Again, let's go over the pitchers that shut this powerful lineup down. M. Thompson, Brian Harvey's son, C. Edwards, a 48th rounder, and Finnegan, a guy with a 11 ERA. You tell me that's not impressive, because that sure looks impressive to me. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, hey, you got to do something against these guys. Whether it's Trout, whether it's Renfroe, whether it's Vagina Rendon off the bench, whether it's the shittiest player on the team, in my opinion, at this point, David Fletcher. Someone's got to step up in this 4 innings or 6 innings. If you're not going to show up in the 4th or 5th, fine. You blew the lead. You're down 2. Show up in the final 4. Show up in the final 3. Do something. Put pressure on one of these pitchers that is a true Hall of Famer in everyone's book, apparently. Do something. And they didn't do a damn thing. And they looked terrible at best. Even the guy, I mean, look, outside of Urshela and a couple other guys, they were hitting the ball good all night. Like even Renifo, but he made a critical error. So, I mean, stuff like that's going to happen, but it shouldn't be that hard to get 2 runs. You know, I mean, I get it. One night you won't be able to do it, but back-to-back nights, maybe tomorrow night too, the 4th time you're not able to respond in clutch situations. I mean, hell, bro, you and Rob were also talking about, hey, runners in scoring position. That scares me, man. We're not scoring these runs. You guys were the first ones to talk about it, and that's what happened. And in this game, you couldn't even get guys in scoring position because they weren't seeing the ball. They weren't hitting the ball. They took Washington lightly. Washington stepped up. Whatever it was, it happened, and they looked bad. So that's my take on that. Let's see. Y'all act like the Yankee fans sometimes. Well, it's about time this fan base and what we do at Heedy can hold this team accountable, because obviously Randy knows as much as anyone else knows that follows this page and follows AM 830. Nobody holds that team to any kind of accountability whatsoever. We have the softest reporting, and when we actually get a reporter that holds these guys to the fire, like Sam Blum, get the hell out of our office. They kick him out. That sucks. Mateo checks in with Let's Go Brandon. Lorenzen at bottom of the lineup wasn't bad. In the rotation, he means. Is Walsh back or front crack better yet? He's dealing with some stuff, so we'll see what happens, man. Let's see. Take away the 3 home runs and 7 RBIs, and what's our record? We're under 500. I'm not disagreeing. Mateo says, does anybody still get Trout and Renfroe confused all the time? We wasted all our runs yesterday. I know what a front crack is, Jacob. We all hit the ball in the wrong place. Here we go. The Nationals are still a major league team. Anything can happen. Yeah, but it always happens to us. That's the problem. It won't happen to the Rays. It won't happen to the Mets. It won't happen to teams like that, but it will happen to us. Other random thought right there, Jim says. And so what happens if he hits 3 home runs, drives in 6, scores 5 this week? Are we sitting here talking about Monday against these losers? It depends on what our record is at the end of the week. If he's doing this in Boston and he's doing it in New York, because the magnifying glass is going to be all over both those guys. Can Ohtani finally play good in New York? Can Trout finally play good in Boston? If those 2 guys can do that there, then yeah, everyone's going to forget about Monday, and you guys are going to be calling me an idiot. But if he's still striking out, I'm going to be the first one to point it out, being like, hey, man, he still can't hit the high fastball. And I'm still going to be – and if Ohtani's still grounding, watching pitches go right down the middle because he wants all that money and all that shade, but he's swinging at stuff at his ankles and weakly grounding out to second base, then yeah, I'm going to call that out. But if they're hitting 450-foot bombs and they're scoring runs, everybody knows that I'll eat crow. Because I ate crow on Suarez. I could have been a jackass and been like, hey, man, I never said that about Suarez. Go to the tape. And even if you had tape, I'd be like, that's not me. I'd be like that Shaggy song, it wasn't me. So, but no, I own up to it. I'm like, hey, man, it is what it is. I called it. I called myself out before anyone did. So there you go. I'm tooting my own. See, you don't think as a team, you don't play as a team, you don't even lose as a team. In fact, why don't we actually play it? Because I have that soundbite. That is what this team reminds me of as he goes to the great, God, what's his name? I am so bad with names tonight. Well, it's from what do you call it? Angels in the Outfield. So there you go.
One more loss, One more loss which could have been a win. You call yourselves professionals. I have never ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team. You don't play as a team. You don't even lose as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts, you can't even see the light of day. One more loss and I'll do this. Each and every one of you.
Danny Glover.
I want you here in uniform at 9 tomorrow. We're going back to work on fundamentals.
Fundamentals? In the middle of the season?
I thought the game started at 1.
It does start at 1, and you're a jackass.
No,
There you go. Let's see. Oh, Robert calling again. Sorry, missed your call right there. Let's see. It's time Gio gets the nod full time. Let's see. Also, salute to you, El Barto. Also, Anthony Gonzalez says the samurai helmet was Otani's idea. They're going to do whatever they can to keep him, including the helmet. Otani could have said the toilet seat, and they would have said okay. I would have liked Phillips putting the toilet seat on one of these players' heads right there. Number to call is 714-598-3221. Walsh out with PTSD, LSD, ETC, LOL. He might know something we don't. Insert conspiracy theory here. Gene Autry and John Wayne wore Stensons. Remember what happened to Joey Gallo when he played for the Yankees? Look what happened when he left. He got better and mentally focused more. Good point. Maybe the high fastball is just his weakness. Every great player has a weakness. True that, Randy. But if it is your weakness, you got to lay off of it in those pressure situations, because that's the only reason why it's magnified. That's the only reason why. If he's letting those go and they're staying out of the zone, maybe he's having longer at-bats and maybe he has a productive at-bat. I just cut another fart, performed better than our offense. There you go, Grillmaster. Trout will never make me eat crow. He's the greatest of all time. Ryu says F. Suarez. Danny Glover quote Todd. Yeah, I caught it. And there you go. Thank you guys filling me in for Danny Glover. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. He's like such a great actor. I thought the game started at 1, Adrian says. Let's see. Also, Mateo says, Todd, can I kindly request that you add the circus music quote to your soundboard? Yeah, I will get that on there. I've had a couple that actually needed to be added here. It says the phone lines are down right now. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let me start it back up. Maybe I can get the phone lines reconnected here and you guys can call in, because I know he wanted to get in on here too. Let's see. Let me look it up here. These programs are ass tonight, dude. Everything's ass tonight. Try it again. 714-598-3221. I just refreshed it, so maybe you guys can get in. 598-3221, 714 area code right there. Let's see. Trout's swing isn't designed for the high fastball. Unfortunately, it's not. Let's see. Also, my weakness is the inside part of the plate. Matt says, when you cut a fart, that's a nice cutter. It's a cut fastball. James, can you check the phone lines, please? Yes, call in, my man. Let's see. Angels went on a coffee break in the 3rd inning. Yeah, they never returned. So it was one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm going out to my car real quick, and you dined and dashed. And that was it, man. So, yeah, let's play with the Angels hitting after every inning going 1, 2, 3. This is what the fans were saying in the stands.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And then also you had the Nationals after every time they struck out a player, namely Mike Trout. You heard this.
These nuts. Got him! Got him!
That's what it was. Our offense is mostly offending right now, and it's also giving us a lot of
emotional damage.
So yeah, we're having a lot of these pitchers and players and national media from around the league saying, and then we got Roger over there just talking about Stamos.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
So there you go. It's just tough, man. And I started this show on part 1 because part 2 got effed up, and so we lost a lot of listeners and viewers. But I started off, just having a lot of gas, and then I wanted to yell at the TV and yell and scream like I did to you when the podcast first started, when the postgame first started. I should have just played this.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
They need that from Phil Nevin. Phil Nevin needs to just yell at them, just do it. Because, man, we just can't get nothing going, and it's been pathetic. So, also, Matt says, Todd, you were on spot on with Fletcher, but I have no idea what you see in Suarez. Okay, I'll say this. I said it on the podcast the other day, or actually to Fernando when we were talking the other day. And I said that familiar, what is his name from Houston, their starting pitcher. Suarez reminded me a little bit of him. Now, stay with me on this one before you laugh in my face. I said that he had some similar stuff. Not a good fastball, but Familiar has a better fastball now. But he didn't start out with a good one. Couldn't pinpoint it. His breaking stuff was all over the place. Sort of like Suarez was being used as a middle reliever. So was he. And all of a sudden, when it came down to it, he started to find his stuff. In the last 2 years, he's been one of the best pitchers for the Houston Astros. Won a World Series with them, this and that. I'm not saying Suarez was on the same level. I thought he was making the same kind of moves towards the rotation as Familiar did with Houston. And I thought Suarez would be a good number 3, 4, where he was, maybe higher, maybe as high as he can go as a 4, but he was going to be a solid guy, was going to anchor down a rotational spot, give you a surprise good 7 innings one start, give you a nice 5 the next, and stuff like that. He was not going to blow you away with a complete game shutout, nothing like that, but he was going to move up his strikeouts, and he was going to pitch to not as much contact. Boy, was I wrong. Because he's not pitched nothing but to contact. His fastball is ass. His breaking pitches, like James pointed out, are pretty good, but he doesn't throw them enough, and he doesn't throw them enough for strikes. And his swing and miss rate is way off. Like it's just not there. So you saw he only had 2 strikeouts with 80 pitches. I mean, he was getting hit around. They were, Familiar Valdez. Thank you, Grillmaster. I slaughter his name all the time. Let's see, Todd Toes best. Whatever, dude. Let's say, hey, Todd, if we win the next 3 series, you got to go live with your show and your thong. Okay, Randy, you're on. I'll pull a Roger Lodge. Let's see. Also, Roger Lodge, isn't that the water park resort or Harbor Boulevard? I miss Raciel and Iglesias. Boy, Sam, I sure do as well. Josh, you shut your mouth, you dirty little mouth. Let's see. We should have never traded Raciel. Randy says balls and John Stamos. No, I meant the Wolf Lodge. Worst contract, Rendon or Hamilton? Boy, at this point, the jury's still out. At least Hamilton hits some home runs every now and then. Let's see. Also, I'm screen capping that. Okay, whatever. Screenshotting that. But yeah, if Rob, if you're still there, call in, my man. And we'll see what happens. So they have to win the next. Okay, Randy, here it is. I will wear a red thong, but they have to win the next 2 games here. They have to win the next 3 in Boston, 3 out of 4 there, and they got to win 2 out of 3 at least in New York. So you're looking at in the next that's the next 9 games. They got to go 6-3. They go 6-3. You got yourself a red thong, and you got yourself a bad spray tan, and maybe some makeup on the old butt cheeks. And I'll just flash a frontal and a backdoor side for all you guys out there to enjoy, because you heard it first here. Roger is a man of the people, and he's a man of the word. And when I say I ride down Catella, that means I ride down Catella with John Stamos on my handlebars. Oh, man. John Stamos with that black golden hair just blowing in the breeze and that beautiful tan. I mean, John Stamos is my best friend, and we watch baseball and we date a lot of chicks. Yeah, that's what it is. John Stamos, he doesn't make me want to my honk. I'm just saying he's a good-looking guy. So viewer discretion will be advised, Mateo. Sam says, I was disappointed with the Ohtani bobblehead. It was designed really ugly compared to the beauty that was last year's Trout Surf bobble. And there might be a better one when they haven't, I think Randy said it or James said it, They haven't had shown a bobblehead of what the combined one's going to be. There's going to be, I think, a City Connect combined Trout and Ohtani this year. That was, besides the other 2 Trout and Ohtani Star Wars ones. So if you haven't had enough Trout and Ohtanis, because by the time Trout's career will end, how many years does he have left on his contract? Like another 9 or 10. We will have another probably 102 bobbleheads of Mike Trout. So if you started your collection a couple years ago, between now and then you'd have about a good 140 Mike Trout bobbleheads in your case. And then someone who has a bobblehead collection like our boy Fernando, you look at his and you'd be like, who are all these other players? Jim Edmonds, Tim Salmon, who are those guys? Because, Angels don't honor those players, or they don't have bobbleheads of anybody else. Because if you just were to collect the bobbleheads, you'd be like, wow, they only have 2 players on that team. Yeah, that's crazy. We don't honor or have bobbleheads or do anything for any other player not named, Trout and Ohtani, and then sometimes Rendon that first season and a little bit of last year when they did the shirts. We really don't pump. It seems like we only pump up the guys who make money. Man, the phones are still down. That is so goddamn weird. You know what? Yeah, we're going to have to try this again tomorrow. I'll refresh it. I can't refresh it mid right here. So we'll have to do that tomorrow. Steve Elise is shocked right now. Randy's like, you're very welcome. Shut up. Let's see. Also, and then can we talk some UCLA basketball? That is Roger Lodge. He'll be like, well, the Angel game just ended, and I know you guys want to have some hot takes on the Angels, and you want to talk about what happened today, but we're going to stay positive, and let's talk UCLA basketball. And even though the Final Four is over and they didn't make it, we're going to talk recruiting class for 2023 into 2024. And then we're going to talk Clippers basketball and WNBA. See, I won't be watching that day, Steve Lee says. Can you add Carmen Overture to the soundboard? I got to look that one up. But yeah, you know what? Send me in the messages because I'll forget these. If you have some soundboard stuff you want to hear, I will add it to the soundboard all day long. So, yeah, just hit me up. It's very easy to do. I found a really good program. Even Michael Jordan tells you to do this.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, so like just send me your requests and I'll put those on sometime this week. Bye, Felicia, right there. Grillmaster says, I think that's another one. At least we have valid reasons to call or work emotional damage. Angels, please, 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 for the love of God, can we please get some more players on bobbleheads? We need a Todd Fox in a thong bobblehead. Ew, nobody wants to see that. Although, if you get too close, it will poke your eye out. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Kids are out of the house already. There hasn't been a non-Trout Ohtani Pujols bobblehead since like 2015. Exactly. If Todd's head is that bright, I don't want to see how bright those cheeks are when they get flashed. Boy, you're going to need some sunglasses at nighttime. Let's see. I'll leave the red thumb, though. Guess your high school mascot is a tampon, El Bardo. Let's see. Oh, shit. I just brainstormed a great fucking Photoshop. No, you didn't. Let's see. Also, Robert says, quick take on Joe Adell. Teams don't want him yet, won't even attempt to trade for him. He's hit 4 home runs in New Mexico against Albuquerque. He plays in Vegas next, then goes back to Salt Lake. Wow. Please give us a like and a 5-star review. Thank you, Mateo. Also, check out the YouTube if you haven't. Like and subscribe on there too. Todd do a Vincent Price evil laugh sound effect. Yeah, I need that one too. I need that laugh one because don't I have a laughing one on here? I have this one too.
What the fuck?
And there's another one. Damn, what was that? I had a better one on here, but I can't find it right now. It was the one from Spider-Man where he laughs at Spider-Man wanting more money. That was hilarious. I have that one too. I just got to put it on here. Vincent Price, evil laugh sound effect. Everyone thumbs up on the YouTube. Thank you, Jacob. Credit to the Nationals pitching for changing the batter's eye and throwing fastballs and strike zones up in the zone. That is one thing I didn't mention, Robert, and that's what they did tonight. So there you go. They changed their approach, and we didn't adjust to them. The Todd Fox postgame show next week will be PG-13 only. I had taken my girlfriend to yesterday's game and today and asked me why the Angels kept blowing the lead. pain. I'm sorry, Abraham. Also, Todd, do event. Already got that one. My relationship with the Angels is the most toxic relationship I have. Boy, I've heard a lot of people say that. We need a Halo Honk the Clown Todd bobblehead, Matt Bedingo says. I'll be back, by the way, in clown face. I will be back very soon. JT says, Roger Lodge, what about the Lakers? They made the playoffs in the play-in tournament. And someone explain that to me. How good is that for basketball when literally only 5 teams from each conference get eliminated? Literally over 60% of your teams make the playoffs. That's pathetic. I mean, what good is the regular season? I mean, come on. His head isn't the whitest. Oh, Steve Elise. Let's see. Old Todd, I have been meaning to ask, is a trucker hat trivia coming back? Yes, it will be. It will be coming back in May. May's when we're going to be doing all our giveaways and stuff like that. So there you go. Same. It's like one day the Angels love me. The next day they want to make me want to rip my hair out. That's where my hair went. Toxic relationships in Angels baseball. Do the Pac-Man sound after you die? Oh, yeah, I got to get that one, too. I don't know if you guys touched on this, but why the fuck didn't they go home on that double play? This team sometimes looks absolutely stupid or all around it sometimes. Again, Drury's not a prototypical first baseman, although he's played it before. He's played second base, shortstop, third base, outfield, and even catcher once. However, he's not the best at what he does in all those kind of situations. So when you don't play the infield up the middle with the same 2 guys, you keep rotating them, and you have a rotating door at first base. Things like that are going to happen. Also, no baseball IQ. I miss Simba. And here's the thing, too. I mean, Drury shouldn't even thrown it to second base, knowing that noodle arm over there, Fletcher, can't throw it back fast enough. He had a way better chance throwing home, so I totally agree. If we lose Ohtani, the Angels will be poverty. I agree, Patrick. I miss Victor Rojas, but I thank God daily that Frenchie is gone. That's mean, Sam. There's currently only 4 thumbs up. If you are watching, hit the thumbs up already. What are you waiting for? Thank you so much, Clown Face. Todd, Doula Rick Ashley, never going to give you up. That's another good. Like I said, mention me because I won't be able to remember all these on here. Message me. I'll get that run. Let's see. GTA Wasted Sound. I do have this GTA. Oh, no, I have this one. Here we go.
You serious?
Yeah, that one's pretty good. And then the Homer one, if you could hear this one, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, Mo, that team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Toxic relationships in the Angels baseball makes you bald. How the fuck do I have hair then? You're the unicorn. That's why, Randy. Abraham says Ohtani is catching the Velasquez sickness, swinging at everything. He sure is. My heart will go on for the soundboard. Oh, geez, not that song. Todd, who's the worst Angels player of all time? I'll go first. Matt Joyce. I would have to say inept players, George Fabregas. Worst players of all time. Damn, those are good. Mitch Williams was here after that World Series debacle. He was terrible. Believe it or not, who was the pitching coach before, and he was ass with the Angels when he was playing here. He moved on. Everyone hated him, but the pitching coach prior to our boy now, he was terrible as an Angels pitcher. Kent Bottenfield. You have the guy from the Reds who came over with a big contract, a shortstop. I'm blanking on his name. Obviously, Squiddy Poo's got to be up there. There's so many. I mean, I could go on and on. I don't think there's one, but there's so many. Steve Lee says Adele, hands down. Ramon says Reggie Willits. Randy says Brandon Wood. Yes. There's also Jeff Mathis, the guy who Sosha fell in love with and was able to trade our boy Napoli for. Let's see. I want a Wally Joyner bobblehead. Joey, that would be a great. What do you call it? Bobblehead. I'm not a little Italian sauce. Dallas McPherson. Josh says Artie. Raul Ibanez. But Raul Ibanez was actually decent. I would actually say also Raul Mondesi. You forget Big Cat. Andres Galarraga was here. And all these guys. Ramon says Dick Pole. One of the greatest names. Grillmaster says Zach Cozart. Joe Blanton. Josh Hamilton. Michael CJ Wilson was decent. Ernesto Fieri was all right. Let's see. Vinny Pestano. Damn, you guys are searching. I love it. Houston Street was good, Mateo. Houston Street was good. At this point, I'm better off subbing to some broads OnlyFans instead of going to a game. Try not to waste money responsibly. Heaney, yes, Heaney's a good one. Glenn Allen Hill, Ramon, okay. Did anyone know why Rendon was scraped from the lineup today? It was on our page. He had shoulder tightness. Brian Fuentes. Yes, there's another guy. Brian Fuentes was terrible. Fernando Salas was bad. Dylan says Vernon Wells. Boy, you guys are all in. I love it. Kevin Jepson, that's another one. Of course, Grillmaster has to kill it with Shohei Ohtani. Steve Lee said that he's on his rag today. Oh, man, you guys are great tonight. You guys are great. Mabadingo says Fury. Sam says Tim Lincecum. Yeah, it's another bad one. That is another bad one. There's so many bad players, unfortunately, that have come through here. Mateo says Mike Morin. Dude, I'm blanking on the Angels hitting coach, and I want to pull that up. Bobby Wilson's another guy who never came. Although he hit a home run in the World Series or the ALCS, he did something good, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to look it up. Angels pitching coach. There you go, Butcher. Mike Butcher. If you looked at Mike Butcher when he played with the Angels, he played with them briefly. I think it was 2 seasons. Late 80s, early 90s, I want to say. He sucked. I mean, my dad, when we see him get pulled into a game, my dad's like, well, there goes that game. Yeah, Yolanda brought it up, Mike Butcher. He was terrible. He was terrible in the Angel uniform. Oh, don't you shit on my Gary DiSarcina, Mateo. He was good. I liked him. Let's see. JT says Hank Conger. Yeah, I'll go with that. Also, Beningo called it Butcher, too. I missed that one. Bobby Cassava. Wow, if we put together the all-time worst Angels team, Brandon Wood would have to be on there. Gary Matthews Jr. would have to be on there. The Dark Knight would have to be on there, snorting cocaine the whole time. Little Wayne says Vaughn Hayes. Jerome Williams. Hey, man, he did good for a little bit. He was a flash in the pan. Ramon says Mickey Hatcher, C.J. Wilson, Dino Epo. Wow. Dante Bichette. Oh, Dante Bichette. Yeah, but he was actually good when he left us, though. Alfredo Griffin. No, those are hitting coaches. Trevor Cahill. Oh, my gosh. Eric Ibar. Well, he was good. Lionel Escobar. Chris Volstad. Mighty Meiser Asturias. I actually liked him. He actually did some things. He wasn't truly that bad. I mean, he actually did something. Mighty Meiser was good. JV, Luis Polonia. Oh, man, I had conversations with Luis, man. JV. And I was this close to getting him on the goddamn podcast, even though he talks very little English. I wanted him on there so bad because he had stories, man. I did a chat with him on my private page, and I was asking him about Tony Phillips and other players, and that fool was going to name names and talk some shit. And I was like, come on the podcast. And I couldn't get him on there, man. I really wanted him on there. He would have been a great interview. Tim Lincecum, yeah, he was terrible. JB Shuck, I like that. Mateo. Tommy Hansen, R.I.P. Ramon, yeah, he wasn't that good. Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian. Jesse Chavez. That dude pisses me off. He's almost retired twice, like both times he's, on the Angels. Both times goes back to the Braves, and all 3 times he's on the Braves, including right now with our boy Iglesias hurt. He's closing for the Braves, and he has a sub-1 ERA right now. That bastard can't pitch for us, but he sure as hell can pitch to the hell out of Atlanta baseball. That's crazy. The young girls have stories on Louis, Little Wayne says. El Escobar, love you, Fernando. Matt Shoemaker, boy, that was a guy that just, man, his career ended way too early, and he should have been the beard thing right here. Don Hammond, what is up, man? This is the first time I've seen you this year. Maybe you've been on, but first time I've seen you on here, so good to see you. Hector Santiago, yeah, I'd say that. Lance Parrish, JV. Lance Parrish was bomb, dude. That dude hit some home runs. That was the first catcher I actually saw in person. I couldn't believe how big that dude was. He was a big buff guy, dude. I was like, how do you not hit more home runs? David De Jesus, yeah, that guy sucked. David Murphy, another terrible hitter. Luis Valbuena, ooh. Yeah, you know what? RIP to him, but he did do some things. I liked his glove defensively, but yeah, he did not hit much better than 220. Hideki Matsui, yeah, we got him way past his prime. Richards left his ace stuff at Fenway. He sure did, El Bardo. That guy was never the same. Matt Bedingo says Jose Guillen. Jose Guillen was decent until Mike freaking Scioscia killed that year. I guarantee you, if he can get over whatever Guillen did in that series and he plays that whole series, I guarantee you we beat the White Sox. Also, Jose Rojas. Oh, yeah, that guy sucks. Let's see. Also, Jared Weaver. Yeah, he was great. You're naming good players, by the way. Asmoves 777. Gary Matthews. Yeah, he was terrible. Justin Bohr was ass. Let's see. Cesar Callaspo. Peter Borges. Let me just say right now, I heard Dino Ebel. I know you guys probably heard him on the Dodgers Angels series when they had Dino Ebel mic'd up. And they had him on there, and he was like one of the fastest base runners I've ever seen. Peter Borges. I thought, talk about a player that if he just hit half his potential in the batter's box, he'd be a 300 hitter easily. And he would score a shit ton of runs. Me and Randy were just talking about this this weekend when he was down watching the games. Dude, Peter Borges was electric, was a good outfielder. He just couldn't stay on the field because he couldn't hit. And at least Scioscia back in the day would be like, well, you're only hitting 209. I got to bench you. Madden was like, oh, Squid, you're hitting 136. Oh, your defense is so good. You're going to stay on the field. That wouldn't happen with Borges. Maybe his career would have stayed longer if he would, But Mateo, boy, you need glasses. Weaver was good. Yeah, we're talking about bad players. Yeah, my bad. Been busy and getting on every night again. Well, there you go, Don. I appreciate whenever you can. You're not required to. We just miss your comments and your participation. That's all I'm saying. Ramon says Junior Guerra. Yeah, he was bad too. Petey Pan Porges could fly though. He could. Chris Iannetta was good for 1 year. I did like Juan Rivera, but just damn. Kirk Neuenhuis. Damn, was he here for a cup of coffee? Martin Maldonado was one of your better, and is still one of your better catchers to call a game, just not hitting a game. Jason Vargas, yeah, he was terrible. Kendrys Morales' ankle is still under home plate. Oh, that's so wrong, El Bardo, but I like it. Keenan Middleton, boy, did he shit the bed fast. Halo Realm says, remember Dallas McPherson? Obviously, yes. Felix Pena, Ryan Tapero. Houston Street was good, Matt Bedingo. Taylor Cole was, no, he was part of that, what is it called? The no-hitter. JT, yeah, I did read Reggie Willits, Kevin Herrera. Giovatella's error cost us in 162 to miss the playoffs. Yeah, Johnny Giovatella was never the same after that. Jose Bernardino, I don't remember that. Brendan Harris. I do remember Pep Harris. Randy says Billy Epler. How dare you, Matt? Grillmaster, he was great. Let's see. So, yeah. Let's see, Todd, remember when we won Saturday night? I miss those days. Boy, doesn't that feel like a week ago at least? Like, I miss you all, Randy. Miss you already, Randy. You got me all.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
It's so CJ Cron's another one that never performed, but magically is performing wherever he goes, whether it's Colorado, Minnesota, or I think Detroit. Buddy Velastro, the cake boss. Oh shit, wrong topic. Oh, I hate that guy. Man, I hate that guy. Him and his fondant. Daniel Nava, Junior Felix. Oh, wow. Brandon Phillips. There you go. Yeah, Randy, he wants to give you the phone. Shut up. JT says Ben Revere. Tommy Boy LaStella was good in 2019. Yeah, he was so good. And then what's so sad is he got injured right before the damn All-Star break when he got elected to the All-Star break. Sam says G-Man Choi. Wow, that's a stretch right there. Yeah, he does average things now in freaking Tampa. Todd, help me promote my Angels hat selling page. If I make a sell, I'll put a hat to donate. Well, send me a link and we'll see what we could do right there, Halo Realm. We always help other people out. That's how we promote this page. That's how we get the word out. Ramon says, Jason Dixon, the pitcher that could have been. He had the coolest sideburns if you ever look him up, but he never amounted to jack squat after 3 years. But he did have that initial rookie year where I thought, man, this guy's going to be the number 4 starter behind Finley, Langston, and freaking Abbott at the time. I thought, man, he's going to be a good starter, and he started out good. But then he had all kinds of arm issues, leg issues, and before you know it, he was probably selling cars somewhere in Iowa. So there you go. Anthony says, Chase Silseth, how dare you? How dare you? I need that one, too. I need the Greta Thunberg one. How dare you? I need that one big time. Because Andrew Heaney was ass. Andrew Heaney is ass. He is terrible. I don't care what people say. I don't care what he did. But whenever I think Andrew Heaney, I think that's what I think. And a little bit of so I don't care what he did tonight. That's the Kansas City Royals. He did what the Angels pitching should have did to the Washington Nationals. So I don't want to hear all this Heaney love. Hell no. That guy is garbage. And I'm glad he crapped the bed for the Dodgers last year too. So that was awesome. Tim Lincecum from the Giants, Jacob says, yes. When Lincecum signed that 1-year deal, he did not come through one bit. Steve Cishek. Okay, I'll back up my boy Cishek. He had a nice sidearm pitch there for a while. He was decent out of the pen. He had that 1 year where he really looked crappy, like was one step from being DFA'd, and then he just turned it around, finished really solid. I think that was 2021. Scott Downs is okay for a little bit, but yeah, he fell off. Rob says Randy's going to beat up Suarez for giving you up more than 3 runs, ruining the prediction. Yeah, my boy really crapped the bed tonight. So yeah, we did 2 live shows tonight thanks to my awesome internet. Thank you to our sponsor, Frontier. Also, 714 tickets, 714 tickets. If you're new to the show, we give out a 10% off of a purchase by just going to the promo code on 714tickets.com, where it's not just Angels baseball. If you're looking to go to a Kings playoff game, if you're looking to go to a Lakers, I guess, postseason playoff game, if you want to call it that, and also if you want to go to a Clipper post game, anything revolving, anything sports related, and also concerts. Go to 714 Tickets. That's the place to be. 10% off of any purchase. Believe me, the more tickets you buy, the bigger savings you'll have. Plus, you'll get 5% off of that set purchase, whatever the price is, that will go to a future purchase. And you'll enter into win a free jersey courtesy of us and 714 Tickets. Plus, whatever you see the price on the page is whatever you pay at checkout, minus the 10% we give you on top of that. So it's not like going to Ticketmaster and StubHub and these other crappy brokers that, you know, like to rape you and checkout, because they're like, hey, it looks all shiny right here, $31 a ticket, buy now. And you're like, hell, I'll take 2 of those. And then it goes from $62. You're thinking, okay, with tax, probably about $71, $72 each. So it should be about $144, you know, or no, actually $62. So you're thinking $79, $80. My bad. My math was way off. So you're thinking about maybe $80, $82 max for the 2 tickets. You know, you'll get out of there. No, it's $120, $130. That's how they do you. That's how they do you. But not at 714 tickets. 714 tickets. See, Abraham did it. So why can't you? Everybody sign into 714 Tickets. Give them a like too on Instagram. Tell them you're appreciating Heedy. They will like that, and it will help us out too. Because you guys are and gals are really good out there about giving us 5-star reviews and also likes on our YouTube page, and also, you know, sharing stuff and also commenting. So thank you, because we would not have this page, we would not have these sponsors, and the ones that are coming on board later that we'll get to, that it's going to make this page a lot more better for everybody and more things for you to get for free. So not just ticket stuff with, you know, percentages of, you know, kickbacks and stuff like that, and percentages off of your purchases. You're going to be getting some free merch, maybe. You're going to be getting some, you know, we're going to have stuff for contests to win, and then you'll also be able to buy it if you can't win it. So we're going to have some stuff here coming up here in May, and a lot of exciting stuff to talk about if you follow the page. And if you're an Angels fan and you know another Angels fan that's stuck on some lousy-ass page that doesn't do shit for their fans, well, then tell them they need to change their and change their mind, and tell them they need to find us. They need to like us, and they need to participate because, again, we're all an Angels community and a familia. And we'll be clowning around at the stadium, no pun intended. We're going to be doing stuff on and off the air. So stick with Halos in the Infield all season long. And we had some exciting stuff right there. Abraham says, I paid $35 for 2 tickets that were really close to the field. See, there you go. The pride of Riverside, California, Troy Percival for pitching coach. I would love that. Justin Upton was horrible. Don't tell Uptown Funk on Instagram that. They will not like you for that. So with that being said, everybody have a good rest of your night. I've got work to go to. So while you guys get to stew on this before you go to bed, while you guys get to, kind of maybe have a drink and take a load off, and you guys have voiced your opinion, I've voiced my opinion, I now have to go to work because graveyard is the best. So hopefully that ends for me soon because I'm trying to get back on days. But everybody, have a good rest of your night and go Angels. Let's get a